car dashboards have become a glowing sea of data. With dozens of complex icons competing for your attention, it's easy to experience alert fatigue every single time you turn the key. The problem is that a blocked lane assist camera and a failing engine block both light up the same screen. Without knowing the exact difference, a minor sensor glitch can trigger the same sudden panic as a complete mechanical breakdown. Every time a new light illuminates, you face a sudden trade-off. You must decide to absorb an immediate inconvenience, like pulling over and missing work, or risk a high repair bill from ignoring a critical failure. Understanding the mechanical reality behind those symbols allows you to replace guesswork with a calculated response, significantly reducing the uncertainty of driving with an active alert. You don't need to become a master mechanic. You just need to learn how your dashboard operates as a strict triage system, one specifically designed to protect both your life and your wallet. The foundational logic of that triage system relies on a universal color code. A green or blue icon is informational. It confirms that a feature, like your headlights or cruise control, is actively turned on. A yellow or amber light is a cautionary warning. It means a system needs attention and you should schedule service soon, but the vehicle is safe enough to continue your current trip. A red or heavily flashing light is a directive. You need to address the problem or safely pull over and stop driving immediately to prevent a total mechanical breakdown. If we map this out, we can see exactly what ignoring these colors cost you. With time to address on the horizontal axis and the severity of consequences on the vertical, green sits bottom right, yellow lands in the middle, and red in the top left, the highest risk of an accident. Driving on yellow means a basic repair, but a flashing red light drives that dot straight up, escalating a fix into a severe penalty. Memorizing this color hierarchy is the only reliable way to override the instinct to just try to make it home when a critical warning appears. Let's look closely at the highest risk category, the red and flashing icons that signify imminent catastrophic failure. If you see a flashing engine-shaped icon, your engine is actively misfiring. You must reduce your speed and stop driving as soon as it is safely possible to prevent internal damage. The red oil can symbol carries the same weight. It signals low oil pressure, which means your engine's moving steel parts are actively grinding against one another without proper lubrication. This requires a 3-step triage protocol. Pull over safely, turn off the engine, and check the oil level. If the level is low, add oil. But if that light remains on after you top it off, a tow truck is the only safe option to move the vehicle. Ignoring these specific engine warnings can quickly turn a fixable component failure into a full engine replacement. Another icon in this group is the thermometer over waves. This is your coolant temperature warning, indicating that the engine is actively overheating. The safety protocol here is to pull over and shut the engine off. You must then wait for the engine to cool down before opening the hood to prevent severe burns from pressurized boiling coolant. Then there is the red brake warning light, either an exclamation mark or the word brake. This triggers if your parking brake is engaged, if your fluid is low, or if there is a systemic fault. Verify that your parking brake is fully released first. If the light remains, you have to halt the vehicle for a professional inspection. This diagram illustrates what happens when the red battery symbol lights up. It usually means the alternator has failed to output power, forcing the vehicle to drain the final battery reserves to keep the engine running. Turn off all unnecessary electronics and drive directly to a repair facility. While pulling over for these alerts causes delays and tow fees, it prevents fatal accidents and warped, ruined engine blocks. The yellow and amber tier requires a different decision. This is where you weigh the financial return of fixing a problem today versus waiting. A solid yellow check engine icon or a transmission warning indicates systemic faults or overheating that haven't yet reached critical levels. The financial trade-off is clear. Paying a diagnostic fee this week helps you identify a failing sensor or leak before the entire system breaks down. The yellow ABS light indicates your anti-lock braking system is malfunctioning. While normal brakes still work, you must adjust your driving because the car will no longer prevent wheels from locking on slippery roads. A steering wheel icon with an exclamation mark indicates a power steering issue. This means steering will require significantly more physical effort from the driver. These yellow lights grant you the safety to finish your commute, but they represent a ticking financial clock, not a casual suggestion. Even after learning the common icons, you will eventually encounter unfamiliar, vehicle-specific symbols. For example, this coiled wire icon is the diesel glow plug light. It indicates the engine is preheating and requires you to wait before turning the ignition. When you see a light you don't recognize, the protocol is to pull over safely and take a clear photograph of the dashboard. To get an accurate diagnosis, you need to pair that photo with the vehicle's year, make, and model. Spending 5 minutes on the shoulder referencing an owner's manual prevents the severe financial consequences of misdiagnosing a warning light at highway speeds. The most effective way to manage dashboard warnings is to prevent them from illuminating. You cannot assume a vehicle is healthy just because it happens to be running. The TPMS light, a horseshoe with an exclamation point, indicates one or more tires are underinflated. This diagram highlights a common error. When checking your tires, you must inflate them strictly to the pressure listed on the driver's door sticker, rather than the maximum pressure rating stamped on the tire sidewall. Combine this with a monthly preventative walkaround to check under-hood fluid levels like oil and brake fluid. A 5-minute monthly fluid and air check prevents almost all catastrophic red lights from ever appearing. This preventative mindset also applies to modern driver assistance systems, like lane keep and adaptive cruise control. When these systems show as unavailable, the cause is frequently environmental dirt rather than mechanical failure. Maintaining these systems requires routinely cleaning exterior cameras and radar sensors, especially during winter or dusty conditions. Contrast this with an illuminated airbag or SRS warning. Ignoring this light means your safety restraints may fail to deploy properly in a crash. It all comes back to the core triage rule. Green means the feature is on, yellow means you should schedule service, and red means stop driving immediately. The dashboard triage system provides an advanced line of communication between the car and the driver, offering the specific data required to preserve the vehicle and the safety of those inside it.